Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, so I know this review's getting out to you pretty late, but the fact of the matter is, it's The Huntsman. Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, I am here to review to you today The Huntsman, Winter's War, the sequel that you've all asked for, that you've all fought for, that you've all demanded be a thing from a lot of people who dropped in and out of the film crew, who really just didn't want to work on this piece of shit. Do not watch this movie. It is horrible. I got animated there for a moment. We're back. So, The Huntsman, Winter's War is the sequel spin-off in the same cinematic universe as Snow White and The Huntsman. They think that the fans demanded it. We got a spin-off about the really wooden, boring character that was kind of awesome in Snow White and the Huntsman, with The Huntsman. But it was called Snow White and the Huntsman, not Snow White with the Huntsman, or whatever, just, he was a side character. Now we get a full movie about him. Whoopee! This movie starts off and it's like, oh, the mirror's gone missing, Snow White's going crazy, so we gotta go get him. And so we go off on our merry little adventure to watch a really downgraded, really bad movie. You know that book series that your friend recommended to you, and he's like, oh man, you gotta read it, it's so awesome, and you see like this really huge long book series, and they're all like 800 pages, and you're like, wow, those books are really long, man. He's like, oh, but they're so good. Well, I mean, you have to get through like the first 3 books, and then it starts to get really good. But it's really good, man. It's really good, and it's worth it. Because, I mean, yeah, sure, you have to go through like 1,600 pages of nothing before you get to anything remotely interesting, but trust me, man, it's good. This is that. This is that. If somebody recommends this to you, you just go, no thanks, man, because you recommended The Wheel of Time to me. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to give one of my friends crap who really loves The Wheel of Time. I actually don't hate the books, I just like giving them crap for being so long, because it spewed like a 3-hour argument at work one day. Anyways, the huntsman has to go and find the mirror, and then there's the huntress, who's his love interest, who is there, and, you know, every character is boring. You have Elsa from Frozen, who's not called Elsa, but we all know she's Elsa, so you just deal with it, and Charlize Theron really doesn't care that she's back, because she walks in there and is just kind of like, I'm back. Well, why are you back? I don't know. The only thing that remotely entertains you in this movie is the dwarves. The dwarves are hilarious. They make the movie. Chris Hemsworth playing the character of the huntsman, you can tell he either didn't care or the character of the huntsman's just not that interesting and shouldn't have had his own film. Because the huntsman himself is boring. And I know that Chris Hemsworth is not boring. So it's really just a matter of he didn't want to play the part. Really, the plot of the movie, other than finding the mirror, is not Elsa, is in her ice kingdom, and is like, you know what, I hate love, so you know what, we're going to take a bunch of kids, raise them up together, and ban love. Love is banned. Wow. Now that's a really stupid rule when you're growing up a bunch of kids together who are clearly gonna hit puberty together, and they're all clearly gonna fall in love. Oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Just absolutely kill all of them? No, somehow only 2 people are gonna fall in love. Man, there must not have been good pickings in the world of The Huntsman. Some of the fight scenes in this movie are pretty entertaining, I'll give it that. But that doesn't save the fact that the movie is 2 hours and 3 minutes of nothing. When the finale happens, I was like, oh, please, for the love of God, be over. And they do this like fake out, not really. It's like, haha, just kidding. We know you didn't want this movie to end, but we're gonna give you more because you want it. There's a plot reveal in the movie that is so blatantly bad that you can predict it in the first 2 minutes of the movie when they reveal this potential plot twist. And then when the plot twist happens, it's like dun dun dun, and you're like, Oh! Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we already knew that. Give us something new. And I feel so bad. It had his Neesonness. His almighty Neesonness was in this. And I was like, oh, you poor soul. You poor soul. And he was the best part of the movie other than the dwarves. So, this movie is horrible. You know, I was being lenient on it when I drove home, and believe me, I actually saw this yesterday. I just didn't care enough to review it because it's a piece of shit. So, I have to say, Huntsman, The Winter's War is not Huntsman, The Winter's War, it's Huntsman, The Garbage War. So it's that horrible. What did you guys think of The Huntsman, Winter's War, if you care? Do you want to see more in this cinematic universe? I sure as hell don't. So until next time, guys, gals, and everything in between, love you guys.